So welcome everyone. This is the lottery for 300 Somerville Ave and 124 College Ave. There are going to be two separate lottery selections done for the two different units, as we're creating two wait lists. Again, since they're at different properties, 300 Somerville Ave and 124 College Ave. So to begin, to make sure we are recording, to begin, we have here with us today Nisa Musenge. I hope I pronounced that correctly, who's our administrative assistant for Office of Housing Stability and Housing Division. We also have assisting today with tracking lottery results, Alana Gaffney, who's our program manager for Inclusionary, as well as Shannon Lawler, who is our housing intake specialist. And then answering questions in the chat is Hanale Steinhardt, who's our fair housing specialist and inclusionary support. And I'm Ben Weiner, I'm the inclusionary housing specialist. So the way that this is going to work, we're going to have 4 different selection pools today. We're going to begin with the pool for 300 Somerville Ave, Somerville preference applicants. So we'll begin with all of the applicants with Somerville preference, and then we'll do all of the applicants with no Somerville preference. And then we'll do the same thing for 124 College Ave as well. For those that may be unfamiliar with the way the wait lists work, Somerville preference applicants do have higher placement on the wait list. So if you have Somerville preference, that wait list is going to be posted, and those applicants will be listed ahead of those without preference on the wait list. I'm also going to show just an example of what the unique IDs look like before we get started. And again, if you are going to be entered into the lottery, you should have received one of these by email. If you were ineligible and you did not receive one, you should have received an email from us as well, but please reach out to us if you haven't seen anything from us. And these are what the unique identifiers look like. So to begin, the first number here is going to be unique for every application. So it's, in this case, it's for anywhere from 1 to 107. The second piece of the unique identifier here is either going to be S or B. So S refers to applicants that were only eligible for Somerville Ave, 300 Somerville Ave. And B is for applicants that were eligible for both units at 300 Somerville and at 124 College Ave. The third piece here is the AMI tier. So it's for households making up to 50% AMI. 2 refers to the 2-bedroom units, and then either SP or NP. SP is Somerville preference, and NP means no preference. So that will be the second pool that we'll select. I'll give a moment just to see if there are any questions or comments in chat, and then we're going to get started. Finally, are there any questions that need to be addressed before we get started? Okay, great. All right. So to get started, I'm going to be showing each of these unique identifiers, and then Nisa is going to be placing them into the lottery wheel. And then once they're all in there, they'll spin. So again, this is the Somerville preference pool for 300 Somerville Ave. So to begin, there's number 1 Somerville preference. Number 2 Somerville preference. Number 3 Somerville preference. Number 4. Five. 6. 7. All right, that's the full Somerville preference applicant pool. All right, selection number 1 for 300 Somerville Ave, Somerville preference is 36S. Selection number 2 for 300 Somerville Ave is 30B. Selection number 3 is 6B. Selection number 4 is 21B. Selection 5 is 27B. Selection 6 is 10B. Selection 7 is 7B. Selection 8 is 26B. Selection 9 is 39B. And selection 10 is 19B. We're going to give it another quick spin, and then we'll select another 20 IDs or something. Selection 11 is 2S. Selection 12 is 32B. Selection 13 is 18B. Selection 14 is, oh, we got 2 here. Let's put this back in. Which selection number are we on? 14. Selection 14 is 5B. Selection 15 is 8B. Selection 16 is 14B. Selection 17 is 13B. Selection 18 is 38B. Selection 19 is 24B. Selection 20 is 40B. Let's go to 25. We can, let's pick a few more first. Selection 21 is 4B. Selection 22 is 16B. Selection 23 is 33B. Yeah, may as well mix it up now and then we'll do the list. Right, selection 24 is 11B. Selection 25 is 1B. Selection 26 is 29B. Selection 27 is 28B. Selection 28 is 12B. Selection 29 is 31S. Selection 30 is 34B. Selection 31 is 3B. Selection 32 is 20B. Selection 33 is 35B. Selection 34 is 17B. Selection 35 is 15B. Selection 36 is 23B. Selection 37 is 37S. Selection 38 is 9B. Selection 39 is 25B. And selection 40 is 22B. All right, so that concludes the Somerville preference selection for 300 Somerville Ave. Please be aware that we'll be reaching out to winning households within the next 24 hours. We'll reach out to you initially, so you should receive an email, and if you sent us an application without an email, we'll try to reach you by phone as well. We can send also a letter to anyone that has not provided an email, but that will be the first method of contact. So if you haven't heard from us within 24 hours, it most likely means that your household was not selected first for either of these units. We will post wait lists within about a week, and then we'll post the lottery video as well on the city's YouTube channel, which is, I believe it's Somerville Government TV. I may not have that exactly right, but search for City of Somerville on YouTube to find us there. And now we're going to get right into the non-preference applicants, starting with 41, no preference. So this is still for 300 Somerville. 42. Are there any questions in chat? No. All right, so the first selection for no preference for 300 Somerville Ave is 58B, and that's also number 41 on the wait list overall. Selection number 42 is 105B. Selection number 43 is 46B. Selection number 44 is 53B. Selection number 45 is 86B. Selection number 46 is 71S. Selection number 47 is 88B. Selection number 48 is 50B. Selection number 49 is 91B. Selection number 50 is 51B. So until we get to selection 7. Selection 51 is 94B. Selection 52 is 97B. Selection 53 is 52B. Selection 54 is 70B. Selection 55 is 65B. Selection 56 is 72B. Selection 57 is 85B. Selection 58 is 63B. Selection 59 is 66S. Selection 60 is 56S. Selection 61 is 93B. Selection 62 is 79B. Selection 63 is 107B. Selection 64 is 80B. Selection 65 is 68B. Selection 66 is 106B. Selection 67 is 103S. Selection 68 is 42B. Selection 69 is 57B. And selection 70 is 74B. Okay, let's give one last spin. We'll do the rest. Selection 71 is 99B. Selection 72 is 59B. Selection 73 is 95B. Selection 74 is 98B. Selection 75 is 45B. Selection 76 is 60B. Selection 77 is 55B. Selection 78 is 84B. Selection 79 is 64B. Selection 80 is 44B. Selection 81 is 75B. Selection 82 is 90B. Selection 83 is 78S. Selection 84 is 82B. Selection 85 is 101B. Selection 86 is 76S. Selection 87 is 92B. Selection 88 is 87S. Selection 89 is 61B. Selection 90 is 89B. Selection 91 is 47B. Selection 92 is 77B. Selection 93 is 43B. Selection 94 is 100B. Selection 95 is 49B. Selection 96 is 69B. Selection 97 is 54B. Selection 98 is 62B. Selection 99 is 102B. Selection 100 is 104B. Selection 101 is 73B. Selection 102 is 83B. Selection 104 is 41B. Sorry, that was selection 103. It looks like 100. Selection 104 is 67B. Selection 105 is 81B. Selection 106 is 48B. And selection 107 is 96B. All right, that concludes the 300 Somerville app drawing. Quick wave, our questions waiting in chat? No? Then let's jump right in the interest of time to the 124 college app. So once again, we're going to start with the Somerville preference pool. For this one, all of your unique identifiers, all of them entered into this lottery have a B in them. So I won't be calling out the B, the letter in the unique ID as I'm doing this. 3. Number 4, all of the Somerville preference ones. All right, so selection number 1 for 124 College Ave is Somerville preference number 6. Selection number 2 is Somerville preference 25. Selection 3 is Somerville preference 20. Selection 4 is Somerville preference 18. Selection 5 is Somerville preference 12. Selection 6 is Somerville preference 23. Selection 7 is Somerville preference 33. Selection 8 is Somerville preference 26. Selection 9 is Somerville preference 39. Selection 9, this is 10. Selection 10 is Somerville preference 9. Selection 11 is Somerville preference 14. Selection 12 is Somerville preference 11. Selection 13 is Somerville preference 17. And selection 14 is Somerville preference 34. Selection 15 is Somerville preference 22. Let's see this. Selection 16 is Somerville preference 19. Selection 17 is Somerville preference 24. Selection 18 is Somerville preference 10. Selection 19 is Somerville preference 40. Selection 20 is Somerville preference 4. Selection 21 is Somerville preference 38. Selection 22 is Somerville preference 32. Selection 23 is Somerville preference 7. Selection 24 is Somerville preference 3. Selection 25 is Somerville preference 16. Selection 26 is Somerville preference 21. Selection 27 is Somerville Preference 15. Selection 28 is Somerville Preference 29. Selection 29 is Somerville Preference 30. Selection 30 is Somerville Preference 5. Selection 31 is Somerville Preference 13. Selection 32 is Somerville Preference 1. Selection 33 is Somerville Preference 27. Selection 34 is Somerville Preference 28. Selection 35 is Somerville Preference 35. And selection 36 is Somerville Preference 8. All right, now moving on to the no preference applicant pool for 124 College Ave. All right, the first selection, which is number 37 overall, is no preference 95. Number 38 is no preference 86. Selection 39 is no preference 68. Selection 40 is no preference 47. Selection 41 is no preference 55. Selection 42 is no preference 74. Selection 43 is no preference 99. Selection 44 is no preference 82. Selection 45 is no preference 91. Selection 46 is no preference 104. Selection 47 is no preference 70. Selection 48 is no preference 58. Selection 49 is no preference 67. Selection 50 is no preference 48. Selection 51 is no preference 93. Selection 52 is no preference 61. Selection 53 is no preference 64. And selection 54 is no preference 46. Selection 55 is no preference 41. Selection 56 is no preference 105. Selection 57 is no preference 43. Selection 58 is no preference 92. Selection 59 is no preference 63. Selection 60 is no preference 52. Selection 61 is no preference 107. Selection 62 is no preference 57. Selection 63 is no preference 75. Selection 64 is no preference 96. Selection 65, the last one was 64. 65 is selection 102, no preference 102. Selection 66 is no preference 98. Selection 67 is no preference 54. Selection 68 is no preference 49. Selection 69 is no preference 60. Selection 70 is no preference 100. Selection 71 is no preference 53. Selection 72 is no preference 62. Selection 73 is no preference 73. Selection 74 is no preference 59. Selection 75 is no preference 88. Selection 76 is no preference 51. Selection 77 is no preference 65. Selection 78 is no preference 44. Selection 79 is no preference 69. Selection 80 is no preference 72. Selection 81 is no preference 85. Selection 82 is no preference 106. Selection 83 is no preference 80. Selection 84 is no preference 89. Selection 85 is no preference 42. Selection 86 is no preference 45. Selection 87 is no preference 97. Selection 88 is no preference 79. Selection 89 is no preference 81. Selection 90 is no preference 83. Selection 91 is no preference 94. Selection 92 is no preference 90. Selection 93 is No Preference 101. Selection 94 is No Preference 50. Selection 95 is No Preference 77. And selection 96 is No Preference 84. All right, so that concludes our selection for both waitlists for 300 Somerville Ave and 124 College Ave. So again, if you were selected, you would hear from us within the next 24 hours about having won. We will reach out to you to initiate the income certification process and let you know all of the documentation that is required to be submitted. Again, so if you haven't heard from us, most likely means that you have not won, and we will be posting the full wait lists and the lottery video on our YouTube channel within the next week or so. Please don't, reach out to us proactively about your lottery placement. Again, we are just making sure that our wait lists are ready to go, and we'll be posting them on the website within a week, reaching right out to the winners immediately. So I'm going to see if there's any other questions in chat before we finish the broadcast. It looks like there aren't. So again, if you do need to reach out to us, we can be reached at by phone. So 617-625-6600 extension 2566. Again, it's 617-625-6600 extension 2566, as well as by email, inclusionary@SomervilleMA.gov. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for helping out. Thank you so much, Nisa, for helping out with this. You did a fantastic job. And again, feel free, please reach out to us if you have any questions.